It's a mashup of fairy tales. Sondheim and James Lapine, his collaborator, took Little Red Riding Hood, Jack the Giant Killer, Jack and the Beanstalk, and then an invented story of the baker and the baker's wife, folded in a witch and princess and a lot of fairy tales.
What did I clearly say? Children should listen.
No, please.
What are you not to do? Children must see and learn.
Taking that idea, though, of sort of these stories that have been around forever and in us about going into the woods and into the darkness and finding something you're searching for. They both really wanted to do a quest musical. That was one of the inspirations for this piece. He wanted originally to take all the TV sitcom series, have I Love Lucy and The Honeymooners and Dick Van Dyke all run into each other in some crazy mashed up world.
Stay away from my cake or I'll slice you into 1,000 bits!
I don't want it!
So they thought, well, let's do it. It's a stage musical. Let's use fairy tales, but let's really do a quest where they're on a search for something and they have to find, this item and this item in order to cure the spell. And then they got into this idea that, let's say that's the first half of the play, and we have to decide what happens after you get what you wish for. So it starts with I wish. In the first act, people get what they want. And then the second act's a little darker and a little more mysterious, and sort of it goes into what happens after you've gotten your wish. So I wanted to sort of open up the stage area so that the orchestra became the woods, really, but gave us places to run in between them and around them and over them. So they're really embedded into this scene, and we have a wonderful set design by Judy Galen, which was kind of based on, we looked for a central image and we found a painting by Paul Klee that was a forest, but it was a bit of an expressionistic, abstract forest with shapes and colors and squares and triangles for the trees. And we really like the feel of that because it is both whimsical, which the show is. The show is very much tongue-in-cheek. It's very entertaining. But it's also got some real heartfelt moments and some beautiful moments. And so that was kind of our central image. And so then we took that idea of this forest of sort of geometric shapes, put the orchestra in the middle, and gave ourselves channels and bridges and towers and tunnels. So it does have quite a bit of scenery in some ways, but it still really is focused on the actors creating all the magic and the musicians being ever present, and that you're really hearing and seeing both the music and the magic of the actors and the storyline that they're telling. We have a lot of new first years and sophomores who had an acting class and who can sing, and so we were looking for something that didn't have just like 3 or 4 strong roles. It really has 20 strong roles. Even some are small and some are larger, but everybody sings the big choral numbers and everybody sings the opening number and the closing number of each act. So it really is also a great learning tool for students who've never been in a musical, or for students who've done something small in a music to jump to something bigger. So it was really about building a community.